is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 Sjporr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Keg Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Clements Homebrew coming at you with another Sjporr Challenge Beer Review 2016, the U.S.-Canada Finals. And we've got a fun one. This is a style I like. Here it is. This one is from 57Z-78T-53W, and this is a Berliner Weisse. It's a 3.8% Kettle Soured Berliner Weisse, and there's a description that goes along with this one. It's this is a Kettle Soured, traditional hopped wheat beer intentionally left in the raw with no fruit added. This style will and can be served with a shot of flavored syrup. However, I prefer the clean wheat and pilsner balance with a mild sourness. And I do like Kettle Sours. I like Berliner Weisse. I think it's a great style. What I find interesting about Berliner Weisse is that while this is at 3.8%, Berliner Weisse are traditionally around 4.5%. This is a beer that really probably didn't have to be pushed down in terms of ABV to make it into this competition. All right, here we go. And being in this style, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of the stuff off the bottom. Wheat beers, you generally like doing that. So you can see there's a little bit of haziness. That would be proper. If I didn't do that on the bottom, it would be very clear. I don't see a lot of bubbles rising up. I do some actually. If I look really close, I do. I see the fine bubbles rising up. I've got to look very carefully. Typically, you get a big head at first, which fades out really quickly because there's a lot of effervescence. Let's get the nose on this. Wow, it's just struck me really funny on the nose because I felt like I got some cinnamon, which was really odd. Okay, it's not cinnamon. You are getting the wheat aspect, but I feel like I'm getting some fruitiness. So maybe that's coming. The ester is coming off of whatever they used as far as the yeast goes. I got it. It's pear. I'm getting pear on this. I wasn't able to nail that down. It's not cinnamon. It was, my nose was throwing me. It's pear. I love pear on there. A little bit of stone fruit, a little bit of apple, a little bit of lemon. I don't know about the lemon, more on the apple side, but the stone fruit's there. You definitely get the wheat beer. You get that pilsner type scent. You know, some nice light maltiness to it. I'm gonna make some notes and we'll be back. But I'd swear I get a little bit of peach on this as well. So I love that in terms of scent. We're gonna dive in. Cheers. Wow, this is probably the most mild I've ever had in terms of a Berliner Weisse. Generally speaking, they're great because they're easy drinkers. They're a good place to start for sour beers as far as I'm concerned. But this is a very light sour. But the whole thing's light. It's only 3.8%. So, you know, you can't expect it to be super bold, but there's a lot of flavor going on with this, which is wonderful. What's classic to this is the carbonation on it. It's a super fine carbonation. Typically, you get all these big bubbles rising up, and then you're left with a very fine carbonation. Sometimes it's a little sharper than this, but this is particularly fine. But it's pretty well balanced, I'd say. It's you know, described, of course, I've said this many times, but Berliner Weisse is described as the champagne of the North. It was described that way by Napoleon's men who were conquering, invading into the German territories where they brewed this. Yeah, it's just a very light, mild wheatiness, a little bit of that pilsner influence. I do get a little bit of sour. I get a little bit of the wheat, but I get some like hay grass kind of aspect going on. A light funkiness to it. The pear's not quite as evident in the taste as it was in the nose. The lemon's a little bit brighter on it than the pear is. I do still get, I think, a light stone fruit, but it's more like a light sour peach aspect. What you've got to love is this is pretty good in terms of style, and the mouthfeel, it's light, it's crisp, it's clean. You know, it's just very good. It dries out on the mouth a bit, and it's such a light sour. I can see how this could be appealing to people who've not really gotten into sours. I think this one's a real winner. I love the anonymity. I don't know who made this, have no clue. This is 56Z-78, I think T-53W. Ich bin ein Berliner. Weisse, Kettle Soured, there it is. Thanks for this one. Thanks so much. Cheers. We'll catch you on the next one.